Hey everybody, welcome back to The Young Life. So today's video is going to be an update or about my first trimester experience. So I'll be talking about how I felt from weeks 0 to weeks 12. By the way, I'm currently 18 weeks right now. So fairly into my second trimester, but I still got time to get this first trimester video out there to y'all because I have a lot of information. So let's just go ahead and do that. So, and if you see me looking down, it's because I got some notes, you know, pregnancy brain and things like that. Before we get started with the video, make sure you click the link to subscribe and make sure you turn on your post notifications. So that's that little bell in the corner so you don't miss when I upload, because I do plan on uploading really often now. So put your post notifications on so you won't miss that. All right, so let's get into this first trimester update. So the first thing I want to talk about is my previous pregnancy versus my pregnancy now, because you always hear like people saying, oh, every pregnancy is different, you know, something might happen one time but the next time it might be completely different. But you do not really understand that until you get pregnant for like the second time and realize that the whole thing is really different. You know, like people gonna tell you whatever, but when you go through it yourself, it's like, okay, they was right, I was wrong, and that's how I feel. So my pregnancy with Jaden, I would say it was kind of smooth. Like, I mean, I did get really big. I was small, I think, in the beginning, and then I started getting like really huge, like I'm talking dinosaur big. But I don't remember my nose being as big in the beginning as it is now, because I feel like right now my nose is like from ear to ear, and I definitely feel like I'm more pregnant in my face. Well, at least that's how I felt a couple weeks ago. Now I'm starting to show, but I definitely felt like I was more pregnant in my face than what you could see on my body. What else? Oh yeah, so when I was pregnant with him, what else? I did not have any morning sickness, so I never felt like the nauseous feeling, throwing up, things like that. I never had like foods that I couldn't eat except Chipotle. Could not eat Chipotle when I was pregnant with him. I couldn't look at it, couldn't stand it. I did not want to ride by it. I don't know why, but that was just the food part of it when I was pregnant with Jaden. What else? My hair grew so much. Like after I had him, I think I had braids for like in my hair for like 2 months, and then after I had him, I went and got my hair done, and my hair was like so long, it was so thick, it was like really just like flourishing. Like it was so nice. Everybody kept telling me I was having a boy because they kept telling me that I was glowing and stuff like that. But back to what makes it different. What else makes my pregnancy now different? I had a lot of energy when I was pregnant with Jaden. I was at the mall like every day. Like when I would leave work or on the weekends or whatever my days, I would always be at the mall. I was just on the go all the time. But it was very different this time around, but I'll get to that. What else? Okay, so now the new pregnancy. So nauseous. Yeah, definitely. I think when I first found out I was pregnant, I was really early, because when I went to my first doctor's appointment, they told me I was only 6 weeks, and the baby was like a little bean, if that. But I was really early, and and then, you know, I got the ultrasound, and then the doctors asked me like, do you feel sick or anything? And I'm like, no, I'm good. Like, no nauseous feeling, no anything. And it was like, oh, you're lucky you didn't go through that with your first pregnancy. And I'm like, nope. I told them that Chris had all the sicknesses, he was gaining weight, he was doing all that, and it was like, oh, lucky. And I'm like, yeah. So I think after that doctor's appointment, as soon as I left, maybe like a week later, oh my God, y'all, it was the worst. I like felt nauseous, I think, every day after that, up until my second trimester came. Like I just had a sick feeling. I never threw up in my first trimester, but just like the sickest feeling ever. Like just feeling sick, no energy. Like I didn't want to get up and do nothing, no energy. I just felt like it just was taking over my whole body, and I'm like, oh my God. What else? Yeah, so definitely I was really nauseous. Like, oh my God. If you ask Chris, like, he'll tell you, like, it was way different than when I was pregnant with Jaden, because I had so much energy, but this time around, like, it was so low. Oh, no appetite. In the beginning, I really had no appetite. Like, I don't know. I just didn't have a taste for stuff. I started not wanting chicken, cheese, nothing like that. I just didn't want to eat. Now I would say my appetite is getting better, but in the beginning, well, I still don't eat as much as I probably should now, but in the beginning, I really like just didn't want to eat anything, and I guess that's probably why I feel like I'm carrying still small. Cravings. So in the beginning, like the first few weeks, I think I was craving like a lot of sweet stuff. Like I wanted cheesecake. I really wanted cheesecake all the time. When Chris would get off of work, he would call me like, oh, you want something on your way? And I'd be like, oh yeah, give me some M&Ms. I was craving like a lot of sweet stuff. And then that craving kind of like went away. And then I started wanting like healthier stuff. Like I started wanting smoothies every day. Like every day we would go to like find a smoothie store, a restaurant that we go to that has smoothies that I like, or we would go to the mall, to the smoothie places in the mall, and I would need a smoothie. Or I like frozen grapes, so grapes is something I want all the time. So that was a craving for me, and watermelon. Then let's say mood swings. So I'm gonna compare it last time to this time. So mood swings. When I was pregnant with Jaden, I don't really remember if I had mood swings when I was pregnant with Jaden, but I do know that like my hormones did take over a few times, because I only remember crying like 2 times when I was pregnant with Jaden. I think I cried. So the first time I cried was I wanted cereal. That was another thing. When I was pregnant with Jaden, all I ate was cereal. And he loves cereal. Like anybody who knows me knows when he comes to your house, he'd be like, "Can I have cereal?" He loves cereal. So I went into the fridge. I went and got a bowl and made me some cereal. And so I went into the fridge and there was no milk. And I like started crying, going crazy, well, not going crazy, but I started like bawling out, crying because there was no milk. So I know that was my hormones, because like who cries over cereal, right? I don't know. If you do, let me know. Or if you did before. Another time I cried when I was pregnant with Jaden was, when did I cry? Oh, when I was late for work. So my sister accidentally took my keys. I think she was at the house or something. She accidentally took my car keys. And so when it was time for me to go to work, I couldn't find my keys nowhere. So I was calling around, asking people, do they have my keys? And I reached her. She said she had them. Oh my God. I was bawling out crying because I didn't like to be late. And even if you're late, I didn't like to be late. I didn't like to be late. I didn't like to call out. You know, when you call out, you got to talk to the managers and stuff. I didn't like going through all that stuff. So I called them. I told them I was going to be late. And then when I got to work, I could not stop crying. Like, I was crying so much. And my coworkers was like really I remember one of my coworkers, he was a male, Ronnie. He looked at me like, "Kiana, are you really crying because you late? It's okay." Like, he kept telling me like, it's okay. And because I was trying to explain the story to him, like why I was late, and he was like, "Are you serious?" Like, and I'm like, I can't stop crying. Like, I want to stop, but I can't. So that was the second time I cried with Jaden. I think those like the only 2 times I remember. Other than that, this time around, yeah, girl, I done cried a lot. But that's also because we was going through like a lot, or I was going through like a lot with this whole house process and things like that. But mood swings, I guess you could say that, because to me, I don't feel like I have mood swings, but my family be like, "Oh, yeah, she acted like that because she pregnant. Oh, that's definitely her hormones. Oh, that's definitely this. It's definitely that." So leave it up to them. I have mood swings. And what else? Oh, leave it up to my mother. I'm having a girl. She said all the time, like, "You got to be having a girl because your attitude is out of this world." Da, 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 da. So leave it up to her. I'm having a girl. another big thing I wanted to talk about. So when I was pregnant with Jaden, I found out that I had gestational diabetes. So, you know, when I forgot how many weeks you are when you go take the test, but I went and took the glucose test where you got to drink like the bottle of like juice that tastes just like a bag of sugar. I went and took that, and then I found out I had gestational diabetes. And so back then, when I went to the doctor, they had to like monitor like my glucose levels and stuff. So I would have to write down, I had to prick myself and write down what my levels were and send it to the doctor and things like that. And my levels were pretty much good all the time, so I never had to take any medication or anything like that. They just wanted to monitor it to make sure the baby would be okay and stuff like that. And then another thing, when you have gestational diabetes, you are, I guess, prone to have like a big baby. So Jaden did come out 9 pounds 5 ounces, so that was pretty big, and I pushed him. So yeah, you know how that went. But this time around, I have a different doctor than I had with Jaden, so I let them know that I had it the first time around. So they tested me for the gestational they tested me for the diabetes earlier this time around, like with blood work and stuff, and then they saw it. And then they said that most of the time when you have it the first time, you're likely to have it the second time. Like it's just likely, it's just gonna happen. And it's not always because of sweets, because I thought like, okay, well, if my sugar is high, maybe that's because sweets. No, it's not always because of sweets. It's because of like certain foods, like, you know, pasta and stuff that has like a lot of white sugar in it, white bread, white rice, stuff like that. And then also stress. So a lot of those things play a factor in your sugar levels going high or your blood pressure, stuff like that. So that's kind of what I learned doing it. Now this time around, like I said, they tested me and I did have it this time around. But this time around, I would say it's much worse than last time. Or maybe I just don't remember how severe it was then. But this time around, they want me to prick myself 4 times a day. So that has to be done, and then I have to keep a log of all the numbers, and I have to send it to them every Monday and Thursday of every week. So I feel like I'm doing homework. So today is Monday, actually, so I'm supposed to send it to them today, sometime today, which I will. But it's like homework, and I just don't remember doing all of this, like doing so much with Jaden. But I guess that was because my numbers were always good, because this time around I did go to see a specialist, and she like looked at my charts and stuff, and my morning numbers, so they call it your fasting, which is before breakfast. So my fasting numbers were high, but my breakfast, lunch, and dinner numbers were lower. So since my fasting numbers were high, they gave me insulin to take, because either what I was eating at night was not so good, so it was affecting my morning numbers, or I don't know, my numbers were just way too high to be fasting and not have even eaten yet or whatever. So they did give me insulin to take, and I only take that, they only want me to take that once a day at nighttime. So when you test 4 times a day, and on that 4th time, they want you to prick yourself. I mean, they want you to do the insulin at night, so that when you wake up, your numbers should be pretty low. So that's what I'm going through with the whole gestational diabetes thing. And I was like, I didn't know if I was going to talk about it in the video, but I was like, why not? Because when I first experienced it, I don't, like, my friends or anything, I don't know anybody who has ever like had the whole gestational diabetes thing. So it was kind of new to me. And since I'm documenting this pregnancy this time around, I was like, well, it might be somebody out there that went through the same thing or is going through the same thing. So I was like, well, I can talk about it. And if you know more about it than I do, then you can let me know also. So I'll show you my stomach now. So here is my stomach now. And this is at 18 weeks. So yeah, that's my stomach now at 18 weeks. So you can kind of compare them and see how much I've grown in the few weeks that has passed. So what do I think I'm having? I think I'm having, okay, so what I want to have, in the beginning, I wanted to have a girl. I think I'm having a girl. Everybody think I'm having a girl. But now, I want to have a boy. So I kind of like, my mind kind of like changed. I wanted to have a girl because I feel like that would be perfect. Like me and Chris, and then we got Jaden and then the girl. But then now I feel like it's like a lot of girls in the family. I think he needs like a brother to be able to play rough with and just like be his best friend, his homie. So that's why I want a boy. But either way, I would be happy. Like when I was pregnant with Jaden, I wanted a girl, or I thought I wanted a girl. But when they told me it was a boy, I like literally started crying because I was like, so I really wanted a girl. But now that like I had a boy first, I feel better about that because like now he'll be like a big brother. So Chris, what does Chris want? I think Chris wants a girl. But he told me recently, that he had a dream about a boy, and he was just laughing, and he was like, so I'm like, when he was telling me the dream, he was like, oh, he was laughing and all this stuff, and I'm like, but that was when I wanted a girl. Now I want a boy, so I was like, okay, we getting there, we on the same accord. So this time around, I definitely feel like I know more of what I'm doing. I feel like I know more of what I'm doing than I did the first time, because you know, your first time parent, everybody want to give you advice even when you don't want it. This time around I feel like I got it. You said what? Oh, I got it. I'm cool. But I'm gonna still do it my way. That's how I feel like this time around. So I think that's pretty much it of this video. I think that's pretty much everything about my first trimester. It was pretty much horrible as far as like the sickness and stuff. But when I come out with my second trimester, you'll see how much of a difference I feel now than when I felt then, which that'll probably come out like in the next few weeks. I don't know. But for now, that's it all. So if you did enjoy this video, make sure you like it, subscribe, don't forget to turn on your post notifications, and come back for more. Deuces.
Make sure you subscribe.